What's up YouTube? It's Jordan here with Jdubs Aquatics, bringing you guys a video for my new series, Do's and Don'ts with Jdubs. And this week's topic was suggested by the Inquisitive Fish Guy. If you don't know him, check out his channel. There's going to be a link to his channel in the description below. What he asked me is, how many African cichlids can one put in an aquarium? Now that's going to depend on so many things, so I really can't just give you a straightforward answer. You need to know things like how big is your current tank, do you plan on upgrading, what's your filtration like, how often do you do your water changes, how much do you plan on feeding, are you talking all males and females, or all males, all females, mixed, are you talking peacocks and haps, or mabuna, or mixed African cichlids. So all these things are going to have a lot to do with how many you can actually put in your specific aquarium. So if you have any questions after this, leave it in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer them. So I'm just going to get started on some of my opinions on these topics with overstocking. So know your fish's size. It's going to be very important. Like there's lots of peacocks and haps that get up to 8 to 10 inches, especially the haps. So you need to know how big they're going to be and what kind of tank you're going to plan on getting in the future if you're planning on upgrading for them, things like that. So that's very important. Overfilter. Make sure you have at least double or triple the recommended amount of filtration. When I had this tank overstocked with about 45 fish in it altogether, there was about 3 to 4 times the recommended amount of filtration on here. 2 canister filters that could have easily done the tank by themselves, but overfilter is going to help you out a lot. Don't overfeed. Overfeeding can pollute your water very quickly and lead to all kinds of problems. Change water 2 times weekly, I think, is very important with an overstocked tank. Don't slack on your maintenance with any aquarium, but especially with an overstocked tank, because that can also lead to all kinds of bad problems. If it's a mixed tank, meaning mixed African cichlids, peacocks, haps, and mabuna, I recommend you get your peacocks and haps first. Get the largest ones you can get, and if you're getting mabunas, get the smallest ones you can get. And because a big mabuna is going to tear into a small peacock very quickly, and one thing you can do if you see lots of aggression is rescape. That's always worked for me in the past. Meaning just pull out all of your rock, set it all back up in different places, and they'll have to establish their territories again, and takes their focus off of their target, and the bullying typically stops, at least temporarily, if not permanently. So that's always a good thing to try before you just go and get rid of a fish. Don't let the aggression get out of hand before you do something about it. If you see them chasing a fish around for hours and hours and just stressing them out like crazy, or fins getting ripped up, things like that, you need to take the bully out and quarantine him for probably a few days at least, up to a week. And I've had success by quarantining for that time, putting him back in the tank, and he just had to reestablish territories, and he was the new guy in the tank at that point. Everybody else was kind of standing their ground. So that worked for me very well in the past. If you're new to African cichlids, I recommend that you get all males. That's going to also take one thing away that causes a lot of aggression usually. They always will fight over females. If you have 2 males of one species and a female of that same species, there's a good chance that one of those males is going to die. If you want to mix them, it's recommended that you get lots of the females and only one of the males, or 2 of the males and lots. The last thing I want to talk about is testing your water. It's very important to keep up on your water quality, to test it weekly and make sure that all your parameters are in check. And I use African cichlid lake salts for my tanks. I use a Tanganyika buffer and African cichlid salts for this one, and Malawi buffer and African cichlid salts for my 125. That's about it. I hope you guys learned a lot from the video, and I hope this helps you make your decision on how many fish you can put in your specific aquarium. And if you're still not sure, tell me all the things about your tank that I talked about in the first part of the video. about your specific tank, and I'll give you my opinion then on how many you should be able to keep in your tank. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and happy fish keeping.